Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, we have so many people on right now. Welcome in. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Chris constantly is upgrading us to like cool new stuff. So, and usually the audio is always something that I mess up whenever something changes. So please let me know if you can hear me. And we will get started. We are going to be working with some Puff today, Puff HTV. We have lots of folks who have questions about the EasyPuff, loud and clear. Perfect. So we are going to be doing some really cool designs. Like I really love like a tone on tone. And we had finally gotten more of the metallic puff that has been back order for so long. If you guys missed, or if you guys grabbed some during Craftmas last year, then just know that we have the metallic puffs in. I think we got them in a few months ago, but we are going to be doing something really cool with them today. Perfect. So Terry and Roseanne both say that we can, that you guys can hear. That is fantastic over on Facebook and on YouTube. So welcome in, everybody. So we're going to do some zodiac hoodies, or not hoodies, sorry, some zodiac sweatshirts. And we're going to talk a little bit about Puff. But more specifically, we're going to do metallic puff because the pressing instructions are a little bit different. So let me show you guys what I have, and then let me figure out my little fancy cameras. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And then there we go. Okay. All right, guys. So we have a couple of our sweatshirts here. We have the blush, and then we have the natural. And we are going to be doing the metallic rose on the blush. Hey, Renee. And we're going to be doing the metallic copper on the natural. Now, I know that these aren't like exactly like tone on tone, but I think they're going to be similar enough. They're going to give a really cool effect. And as much as I love rose gold, I'm really excited to see how this copper is going to look on the natural. I think that these color combos are going to be super, super cute. Hello, we miss you guys too. How is everybody doing? So let's go ahead and weed these. So let's talk a little bit about the cut settings for Puff. So I have not really found a difference, a huge difference in the cut setting for the Puff versus your kind of standard heat transfer vinyl. I think on the silhouette, maybe I just increased the pressure just a little bit. But the for the Cricut, like you should be able to do maybe just do the iron on and add a little more pressure. But of course, each and every machine is going to be different. Depends on how new your blade is, how new even your mat can make a difference. So just make sure you do your test cuts. Just do like a little star here in the corner and make sure that that weeds before you commit to a design, especially if you only have, like I am notorious, as much as I have stock at home, it is always when I only have one piece of the one specific thing that I need, and it never fails if I do not do my test cut. That's it. That's a wrap. And that ruins my project. So, oh no, Renee's got bad allergies today. Yeah, allergies have been absolutely kicking our tails. One of my dogs in particular, like normally he doesn't have allergies, but it's like between his toes. So I'm like, wow, like we've not had this problem with any of our dogs. My one dog, sometimes she'll get like kind of puffy eyes a little bit, like if the grass is freshly cut, and that kind of thing. But yeah, allergies they are crazy right now. But I hope you get to feeling a little bit better, get some medicine. But yeah, guys. So what has everybody been up to? We're gonna go ahead and do these. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to talk about too with this design. I don't know if you could tell kind of just with the cut lines, but notice that this is a very like thick, blocky kind of font that we're doing with this. And the reason we're going to do that with the puff is because since the puff expands, you want to make sure that there is going to be a good amount of space between any of your like the insides of your letters or your designs. We have done some testing with some various different styles. Like you can get away with doing like a script font. And look how easy that weaves. Like that was like nothing. And look how pretty this is. I'm obsessed with this. I love, if it's shiny, I'm all over it. But you want to make sure that your design is going to be, it's going to be large enough, and it's going to be like the amount of surface area that you have is going to be enough. Now I have not pressed this yet, so I'm confident that this is going to work, but we will find out together. I'm a little bit nervous kind of how like these are so close together, but I think once it's pressed, it's going to still look very nice. But that's just something to keep in mind, is that since this does expand, you have to really be careful. You can't do like super teeny tiny thin letters. It just may not give you quite the look you're going for. So, do some testing, grab a few extra pieces, if you have a vision in mind, grab a few extra pieces and just, do some test presses with it to make sure that the end result is going to be what you're looking for, especially if you're looking to use it for sales. That's definitely something to look at. So be aware. All right, we have our, look at this, a little Aquarius. What size is this? I know my sister-in-law doesn't really wear, this is a medium. My sister-in-law doesn't really wear pink very much, but she's an Aquarius. And I thought that I wanted, okay. So I actually have a few of these cut, but I narrowed it down to the metallic puffs. So I also have a Gemini one in regular pink puff. So I wanted to do a very long word. I wanted to do a very short word because, like, look at the difference in the letters with these. And then I regret not grabbing the Gemini one. It's all the way over at the other building. But so I did like a shorter one, a medium sized one, and a longer one because I wanted to kind of see what the differences were going to be after they're pressed. Because that, again, that's something to keep in mind of, how close together things are, how large things are. I really, really think this one's going to look awesome. I think this one's going to look really nice as well. I'm just more nervous about this one because it is so long. Everything is more kind of condensed. So we're going to find out together. I'm excited. I love testing things. Me and Jen have a thing. So if you guys have not met Jen, she was live with me a couple lives ago. And she is actually the face that you see in a lot of our reels that we've been putting out lately. So she has this phrase. She'll just call me and she'll be like, "Hey, have you ever done this, or do you think that this would work?" And we'll talk about it, and we'll kind of say, "Well, I've done this, but it didn't turn out too well." And we'll kind of talk about it. And she's like, "You know what? In the name of science, we're just going to try it. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to film it. We're going to see what happens. And, we'll go from there." So we do a lot of testing around here. We actually have some other testings that we're going to do. And actually, one of our amazing digital team members messaged me earlier and said, do you know if glossy vinyl will also do like a whiteboard effect? And I said, I feel like we've tried that like years ago, but I don't really remember how it went. I don't remember it going well enough to like really make like a full video about it or anything. So I messaged Jen earlier and I said, in the name of science, I need you to try this. I need you to try this. So if any of you guys have done that before, let me know. So that way I can at least immediately let Michelle know. But otherwise, we're going to try it. Also, I got really distracted. I think it's raining. I don't have a window to look out, and I didn't think that there was rain on the forecast today, but I can like hear it. So if you guys can hear the rain, I apologize. But all right, here we go. I also need to try to hurry and get these pressed because I've had this heat press on for a while. Okay, it's still on. It's good. All right. So we have our Aquarius. We have our Leo. Look how pretty that copper looks on this natural. I think that these combos, Kristen said, why did I think it would be Michelle that would inquire? I don't know. Maybe because she has littles. And so what she wants to do is she wants to like make a table that is like partially chalkboard and partially like dry erase. So that's what she was asking because we have a chalkboard vinyl. She was like, would that work? Would that be, something that they could do? And I was like, I remember us testing it years ago, but I just do not really remember the results from that. So we're going to find out. We are going to find out for you guys. Okay, guys, let's get this pressed. Let me move over into my fancy schmancy little heat press cam Chris got set up for us. All right. Which one should we do first? Should we do Leo or Aquarius first? I think I'm going to do Aquarius first because I don't know. I always like saving best for last. And I just really think that this Leo one is going to be amazing. Can you guys hear that rain? That is crazy. I had no idea it was supposed to rain today. All right. Let's get her set up. So we have this on. I don't know if you can see it. Is it backward? No, it's not backward. It's backward for some reason. So we have it set to 280 degrees, and I may have to kind of adjust this because it is a swing away. Adjust it. All right, there we go. Let's layer down. And we're going to do a pre-press. We're going to get a pre-press going here. Okay. And you can kind of see a little bit. There's like a crease from where like the like they get folded and put in the boxes. So, oh God, what happened to my pressure? That was heavy pressure. You don't need quite that much. Let's adjust it here. Oh my gosh. I still feel like that is crazy pressure. See, this is why you should check things before you go live. All right, that's better. That is better. Okay, now we have our pre-pressing done. Which one are we doing? Aquarius. Let's see. All right, so with the metallic, okay, with the regular puff, the non-metallic puff, you are going to do 8 to 10 seconds at 280 degrees. And that's the only time you're going to press. You're not going to do a second press. However, with the metallic, you have to do the second press. And I'll show you why. All right. Let's get it done. Okay. We have it set to 8 seconds. We're going to let it go that whole time. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to see if it's a hot or cold peel. I feel like maybe it's a hot peel. Okay. Can you guys see kind of the way it is right now? I'm going to try to catch it in the light. Not sure how well you guys can see. I'm pretty far away from the screen, but you can definitely see where it's like trying to puff a little bit now. But this is not puff. It is more like a thick metallic. Okay, that's what it feels like. So like that would not be very comfortable to wear. So we need to do our second press for another 8 to 10 seconds. And this, with the metallic only, is what is going to puff this up. Oh, look how cool. Can you guys, I know that you guys can like see it just from the side. That is so, look at it, like you can see that. Look how beautiful. Okay, this one turned out really, really nice. This is really, really nice. I'll give you guys a better, oh, let's see. I forget I have this little camera. Look at how pretty. That is so cute. And I was really nervous. And it did touch just a hair. I'll get you a closer up whenever we go back to overhead. But I was really nervous, specifically between the A and the R. But this looks great. Okay, let's get our Leo. Let's get our Leo pressed. Okay. I'm really excited for this one. I have not done a cut with this thick of lettering before as with the Leo. So we're going to see. I feel like I have to sneeze. I'm going to try to wait for it to go away. Okay. Okay. I think it's gone. I was afraid I was going to sneeze real loud in your ears. All right. So let's get our Leo. Okay. All right. Again, we're doing the first press for 280 for 8 to 10 seconds. And then again, only on the metallic are you going to do a second press. Okay. And again, you can kind of see what it looks like before. It's not puffy yet. Okay. And then we're going to give it its second press to puff up this metallic. This Leo approves. I'm glad, Kristen. I think these colors are going to look really, really nice. Oh, I forgot how fast 8 seconds is. Look how pretty. Hang on, I don't know why all of a sudden that wouldn't swing around. Okay. Look at that. You can really see where it's raised up. That looks so good. That looks so good. Can I start over? I missed the beginning. You can always rewind and replay, Carolyn. Look at that. Yes, you can really, really see the puff. Okay. All right, let me move you guys to overhead so we can really get a good look at this, because these look so insanely good. Look at that. These turned out just as great as I thought they were going to. And I love the different, like, I really, really love the way that this super blocked look of the Leo looks. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Here's our Leo. And look at that shine. Let me try to move it to the, move it like to the side. Look, you can see where it's elevated. There you go. Now you can really see it. That looks so good. That looks so good. And our Aquarius. You know, I just realized that this is no longer upside down. Sorry. Before the camera was upside down. I was like, why is this different now? Like how good that looks. Now let me fold this one a little bit different, so you can really see how it's raised. Oh, that is so beautiful. This is so, yes, this is the Siser EasyPuff. These specifically are the metallic, I think it's golden rose. And the other one, this one is the copper. So there is also, there's a really pretty blue that I am obsessed with, but I didn't have a sweatshirt that was like a similar color that like I could do that with. Is that the silver and gold? So this one is, and it's just barely, it's just a little hint of rose gold, but I do believe there is a silver, there is a gold, there is, I think it's dusty blue. It's almost like a navy, maybe between like a steel blue and a navy blue. Yes, the tiger lily is beautiful. That one probably is actually my favorite. But, and then they have the copper. So, but they also have like a range of regular puff and like a ton of different colors. So definitely check those out too, because they're so fun to play with. Like I love doing puff. Like it's so unique. It's so cool. And then like if you're someone who does like you like sensory things, like especially this one, this has like a lot of letters. Very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. So if you have a kiddo who, you know, is just, you know, sensory driven, likes to do, you know, touch and feel things, this is just a fun, you know, for something for them to wear around, you know, keep them, you know, occupied while you're traveling or anything. Oh, just move my computer so I can see better now. Yes, that it is so pretty. Yeah, I don't know if it like truly captures it on like a phone, but yeah, like look how raised that is. It's so, so cool. I'm obsessed with these. These turned out, the vision came to life. Like I have been wanting to do this little project for a few weeks now. So, so I think I might actually pass some of these along to Jen to, you know, make a full little video with, because this is super fun. But yeah, these are beautiful. The metallics, again, the metallics are the only one you do 2 presses with. The regular colors, like there's like a green apple, there's purple, yellow. you know, in several different colors. There's like a sky blue. They have so many colors, guys. But all of those you will do just one press with. You're not going to do the two presses with the regular colors. The metallic is the only one with the two presses. And also keep in mind, there's a shade yellow. It's almost leaning more towards like old gold. Like it's almost got like an orange tint to it. We get a lot of calls when people order the yellow. They say, "Oh, I got orange," but it's like an old gold shade of yellow. And the purple is like a real dark royal purple too. So, and then I think there's like a dark green. It's either dark green or forest green. Like there's really unique colors in the puff that are super, super cool. But yeah, lots of variety. You can do all kinds of things. And again, do the like blockier designs, larger, blockier. Even with, so there was only a little bit of space between this A and R, and they're touching just ever so slightly. But, you know, so that's the kind of like expansion that we're looking at when it comes to the puff and like how it works. Like you've got to make sure that there's enough space between, like if this were smaller and these didn't have as much space between them, they would have just melded together. You wouldn't even be able to really tell. Like there would be like a dented line pretty much. So yeah, like just something to be aware of. I am obsessed with these. I think these look so good. And I love doing zodiac stuff too. Like it's just super fun. The time and temperature was 280 degrees for 8 to 10 seconds. That is true for all the colors. Just the metallic is the one that you do that second press with to get the lifted look. When we first got samples of the metallic in, I pressed it and I was like, oh no, like I messed it up. Like what happened? But then I read, oh yeah, duh, I got to do that second press. So then it turned out beautiful. But yeah, I totally thought I messed it up the first time I tried it. I was like, oh no, because I've used the regular puff before and it was fine. But yep, 280 degrees, 8 to 10 seconds. And it's really so easy. It's so fun. They look great. And I don't know, I'm obsessed with it. I love puff. You know, it's so much fun. It's something unique and different, and it's really eye-catching. It's like, oh, like that's not just, you know, do you know if you'll be carrying the new, oh, I don't know, Kristen. I saw a little bit about it. We kind of chatted a little bit about it. So I'm not 100% sure if we will be getting, is it Bernice, I think is how you pronounce it. But yeah, I did see it's super glossy, and the images they use like definitely remind me of I feel like it was more like early 90s, like those styles. Like there was like the cherry Coke or something like that. Something about cherries, I think that they used. I was like, okay, yeah, no, that looks really cool. Like that's like if you like kind of that vintagey style, like yeah, I really liked it. And they did the glossy black on black, so the kind of that same tone on tone. And it looked so cool. So I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be getting that in, but you never know. Okay, just so that leads me into make sure you're signing up for our emails, guys. So you get all kinds of cool stuff through emails. You'll get inside looks at sales and deals. We also have a weekly newsletter that gets sent out on Wednesday evenings. So those are also things to keep in mind. And that reminds me that the Labor Day sale is actually still going. So if you guys are already signed up for emails and follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you will see that all custom transfers are 25% off right now. So that includes UV DTF, that includes DTF transfers, and that includes sublimation. So we know that we are going into the holiday crafting, gifting, making all the things season. So definitely take advantage. If you are a crafter who does a lot of t-shirts, or if you do a lot of signs, cups, the little glass cans, the UV wraps are a huge hit every single year. The designs may be different per year, but how large can the UV DTF be? Great question, Roseanne. You can do, if you have like one image that you are going to do on like a super big project, like a vinyl banner flag or something, just for an example, we can print 22 inches by 5 feet long. So definitely something to consider. Like that's like huge, right? So if you have to, I've done it before. Like Jen and I think we're working on a super big design for UVDTF. And like we kind of had to piece it together a little bit. But yeah, you can do 22 inches by 5 feet long for UVDTF. That's the same for all of our custom transfers. You can get 5-foot gang sheets for each of them. So, if you are doing a lot of the glass cups, the Libby cup wraps, then you can fit crazy amount of those on there. So definitely a way to stock up. Which will be a good use from metal surface. Yes, the UV DTF would be the preference for that. That's definitely the one you would want, is the UV DTF. Yeah, I got you, Roseanne. I was like, meta surface. I was like, what Facebook surface are we doing? I figured it out. But yep, UV DTF is the one you're going to want to do. If it helps you think about it, DTF, similar to HTV, UV DTF, similar to adhesive vinyl. Sublimation is in a realm of its own, but with sublimation, you do have to make sure that your blank or substrate is like polyester coated, and that it will accept the sublimation ink, because what it does is after the ink is printed, once it's heated, it will turn into a gas and basically dye the surface. So keep that in mind. We're doing a memorial for my husband and want to put a large flag on the sand rails and a large decal on the back of the trailers. Yes, yep, Roseanne, that is absolutely, you would want to do the UVDTF for that. And I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, that is what you would want to do. Those are on sale through Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. The code is transfers 25. You can get 25% off for the remainder of the week for our big Labor Day sales. If you guys have any questions or need any assistance with your designs, getting anything uploaded, getting a gang sheet built, then you can definitely reach out to our amazing customer service team. You can get a hold of somebody 7 days a week. So even on a Sunday, even on a Saturday, you can give us a call. Somebody will be there to answer and help you out. The number is 502-909-3100. Or you can send an email. I am much more of an email girly. So sales@143vinyl.com is the email address. But a lot of times, like kind of with walking through of how to upload and build gang sheets, is a little bit easier to give us a call. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys had fun. I hope that you guys are going to check out the puff. I'm just obsessed with these. I think they turned out really great. They're beautiful. It's a fun product to work with, something unique. But yeah. Hey, Dee. But all right, guys, I'm going to let you all go and get to cooking up some other cool stuff we have coming up. And again, guys, if you have any questions, let us know. Even if you just want to put it in the comments in this live stream, go ahead and put them there. We check throughout the day, each and every day. So we will see and respond to your comment as well if you have any questions. And yeah. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend, and we will see you guys next time, okay? Bye, guys.